Sunday marks the 5-year anniversary of the murder of George Floyd. He died after former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin knelt on his neck for more than 9 minutes. Chauvin was later convicted and is in prison. Floyd's death led to that wave of protests and marches across the country, including here in Southern California. People here and elsewhere demanded long-lasting police reform. But did they really get it? We asked California civil rights attorney Adante Pointer.
There was a glimmer of hope, and it felt like the momentum and the pendulum had shifted. And I think it did actually for a brief moment. But then we saw what many might see as a backlash, as an undercurrent that was there but was silent. And that then came to the forefront. And because of that, in my opinion, it has stymied the reform that was needed and had been hoped for, and frankly, people had died for, George Floyd and others, in the wake of the many tragedies that litter social media and the viral videos that we've all seen. And why I say the pendulum has swung back and there's been sort of a retaliation is you see police reform not move forward, but you've also seen it be eroded or marched back, the little reforms that were made. For example, you've seen the Department of Justice come out and announce just this week, on the eve of this 5-year anniversary, that they're no longer going to engage in pattern and practice investigations of police departments who have long histories of abuse and violating civil rights. And those departments that had already entered into consent decrees and/or that the DOJ had filed lawsuits against in order to bring them to the table of reform, they have abandoned those efforts. And so those are very serious and significant strides in the wrong direction.
Pointer says reform does not have to be extreme.
And when I say reform, sometimes that could be cast as a radical position to take, reform. Let's just say sensible. Let's just say constitutional policing, fair, equitable policing. If your state or local political representative is not proactively pushing for those type of policies and laws, then that's a legislature who does not deserve your vote.
He says if changes can't be made at the national level, then people should pressure state and local lawmakers
to enact legislation and rules such as registries for policing, decertifying police who violate the public trust and their oath, prosecuting police officers who engage in abusive conduct, and holding them responsible so that there's some accountability, despite the federal government at this point in time wanting and willing and being ready to look the other way.
Pointer says he is optimistic that change can be made.
We have to stand up on our Constitution, not only the one that's written, but the Constitution in our spirit and our heart, which is to fight for freedom, liberty, and justice for all.
And again, this Sunday marking the 5-year anniversary of the murder of George Floyd.